I'm going to show you how to assemble a checkerboard cake. So I have 3 pans. This is my checkerboard cake pan set. 3 cake pans, they're greased and floured. I have wax paper at the bottom. And then I have this tool that also comes with the checkerboard cake pan set, which is our divider that's going to help us put the batter into separate rings to create our checkerboard cake effect. So with the checkerboard cake, what's cool about it is you want to have the contrasting batter. So I have both white batter and chocolate batter. And I'm going to, for my cake, I'm going to put chocolate batter around this outer ring. I'm also going to put chocolate batter in the inner ring. And so the inner circle. So I'm actually going to start with the batter in the inner circle right here. Just going to spoon some into there. And next I'm going to put some chocolate batter around my outer ring. And what's really nice about having this separator tool is it keeps the batter from mixing with the other batter of the contrasting color. So I'm just going to go around very carefully and put the batter around here. Like I say, if you don't have the tool, you can use a cake decorating bag. I find it easiest just to carefully use my spoons since I have this tool. So I'm going to first go around and I'm just putting a little bit of batter in each of the sections of my cake here. And so filling the outer circle, and then I of course fill the outer ring is technically a better term, and then the inner circle. Now at this point I've gotten most of my outer ring filled. What I'm going to do now is come back and just touch up the edges. It's a little more challenging to get it in between underneath the top line here, so I'm just going to put a little more and make sure it goes in between the edges there. And now I've got it so it's continuous on both of these parts. I've got 2 more places where I have a gap, so I'm just going to put it in here as well. One more spot to fill in the gap. And another thing is we generally want to have it be as even as possible throughout what we have filled so that the cake has an even height when we actually take it out of the pan. So I'm just going around and just trying to even this up as best I can with my spoon. Okay, so that is round 1 of chocolate. Now I'm going to finish this pan. The next thing I'm going to do is take my white batter and I'm going to fill in this 3rd ring, innermost ring with or not the innermost ring, but the 2nd ring with the white, which is what's remaining. So I'm going to take my white batter and just put it around here. Again, doing the same things this time. I'm just trying to make sure the part underneath goes together too. I'm also roughly trying to make sure that the level of batter that I have is the same as for the chocolate. I'm going to put in a little bit more here. This tool is so nice because it basically has walls up, so it keeps the batter from running into the other batter. Okay, I'm going to put just a teeny bit more here, and then I think we're going to be pretty much even and ready to move on to the next step. Okay, so now I'm ready to go on to my 2nd pan. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to lift this up very very gently. And now I have cake number 1, cake pan number 1 done. I'm going to move him over to the side here. And now we're going to do the second one. So the second one, we're going to do the opposite order. So this is going to be on my bottom level of on the actual cake, and this is going to be the middle layer. So this time, I'm going to make my outer ring white, my middle circle white, and then the middle ring is going to be chocolate. So I'm going to scoop these over. Okay, so I think this guy is roughly ready to go. So what we're going to do now is, again, just lift up the tool, and now we have our second layer. So now we're going to move the tool into the third pan. I'm going to move this pan over, and then our third pan we're going to make just like the first pan, chocolate on the outside, chocolate in the middle, and then white in that second ring. When I started making my cake, I basically put half the batter as white, half of it as chocolate. So I started making my white batter, and then I added chocolate to half the batter. Okay, so now I have got my third pan. I'm just kind of evening this out a little bit. My third pan's ready to go. Roughly okay, I think. So, last thing is I'm just going to remove my tool. This one, I do think my chocolate came out a little higher than my white, but I'm just going to let it be. I can try to smooth things down eventually after it's baked if we need to. So now you can see we have the 2 with the chocolate ring and 1 with the white ring. And so next what we're going to do is just we're going to bake them. And then after they're done, we'll flip them over, let them get out the pans, and then eventually this will be the bottom, this will be the middle, this will be the top. Here is a slice of the checkerboard cake after it's been baked and iced, and you can see the different layers and the different checkerboard pieces.